shit in a long damn time. But today I did a thing that I'm really proud of, and I didn't really have many people to share with. So I decided, why am I not sharing here? So here we go. I don't even know what the last episode was about, and I think I have still some episodes that I haven't uploaded from a couple of months ago. But right now, it is August 2nd, and I'm no longer in Arizona, at least for the summer. I left to escape the summer heat in June, and went on a leave of absence from my job with their approval, and I came up to the Pacific Northwest. I've had a lot of deaths in the past year and a half with people close to me, and not so close but related, and I just needed some grieving time, some mourning time, and I needed to get the hell away from the heat. It was 104 when I left. Since then, some of my friends have been sending me reports that it's 117, 100. I feel like I saw 121 somewhere, but I can't confirm that. Either way, it's hot. So I rebuilt out my SUV, and me and my dog went on a road trip. And we went up through California, and then when we got north, I went over to the Redwoods, which I've never been to before, and they were beautiful. There's a YouTube channel that I follow if you are at all interested in van life, nomad life, SUV life, full-time RVing. I recommend you follow her. Her name is Alyssa Vanilla. She's great. But she always talks about the Redwoods. And that made me think, well, I need to go there because she's awesome and she likes them. And it didn't disappoint. Truly magical. The only regret I have is that I didn't plan accordingly, because I usually plan not to plan, so I didn't spend more time there. But hopefully when I head back south, I will spend more time there. After the Redwoods, I went to the Oregon coast, and I met up with a wonderful lady who is in one of the Facebook RV groups that I'm in. And we had a fun campfire on the beach and went to dinner, and it was great. I continued north and ended up in Washington State, where I currently am at. Initially, I had planned on exploring more of the state while here, camping around, visiting loved ones, but it got really hot, so I ended up having to start to get Airbnbs. For those of you that have listened before, you know that I don't really have close blood family, definitely not in Washington State. So I don't really have anyone that I can stay with. So I've been stealth camping a lot, which I love, and staying in some of my friends' driveways, which is great. But it started to get a little hot to have Ivy in the vehicle. I didn't expect it to be so warm up here. Thank you, global warming. And so I have been spending money on Airbnbs, which have been good and bad. I've had some really horrific experiences at some, and then I stayed at one that was really amazing. Maybe I'll talk about that later, or in another video. But while up here, I decided, well, actually before I came, I have been considering going to school to be a caregiver. A lot of nurses, nursing assistants, HHAs, what I would think, or I believe is home health aid. I've been looking into that for about a year. I mean, really, I learned about caregiving and more about certified nursing assistants when I was helping Larry die, essentially, in January of 2022 and the end of winter 2021. I really didn't want to go back to the corporate world, and it really just seemed like a passion of mine. It was a beautiful blessing to be at someone's bedside when they take their last breath, and to be able to help his family after he passed, and take care of his dog, and just to have those last couple weeks, months, to make his life fun and have a companion. And I really wanted to do that in some capacity again, or at least try and see if it's for me. So while in Washington, I enrolled into a nursing assistant program, and that's what I've been doing. Living out of my SUV, occasionally getting Airbnbs, going back to school. I also happen to turn 46 while I'm here, so in my mid-40s, I'm going back to school. My ultimate goal, destination in this is to specialize in hospice caregiving and possibly be a death doula. I like the non-medical aspect of it. Helping someone live their last couple of days, weeks, months as best as they can. Make it memorable. Help the family navigate a lot of the decisions that need to be made. Help with resourcing, just doing extra jobs. Not extra jobs, but helping with some tasks that a lot of people aren't familiar with. So I want to learn all that, and so I'm in school to be a CNA. My dog is whining. Ivy, I'm going to need you to go lay down, because true form, as soon as I start talking, she starts to whine. Yesterday was our final. Yesterday and today. Yesterday was our written final, and today was our skills final. Yesterday I passed my written final on the first try at a 94%. I'm really proud of myself. I didn't have anyone to share that with. I texted a few friends, got a, hey, congratulations, and I think they're happy for me. But I think, all understand how important it is to share some of our successes with others. I've lived an amazing life, but for the past, I was going to say for the past decade, but I'll be honest, if I think back, it's probably for a lot of my life. I really haven't had a big support system ever, so it's not something new. I tell people things that are important to me, but I think about 50% of the time do those people truly care. So yay, me. I passed 94%. And maybe there's someone listening who's gone through the CNA course and will say, oh, well, it's easy to pass, or maybe it depends on the school you go to. I thought it was easy, but there were a few questions that really stumped me. And obviously I didn't get 100%, so I didn't get everything right. So I left class really proud of myself yesterday. Well, when I got to class today for our skills final, I was even more proud of myself. And I feel a little torn because I'm more proud of myself due to the detriment of others. My class has, I believe, 18 people in it. And when I walked into class today, including myself, there were, I think, 5 or 6 of us. So I looked around in bewilderment. Hey, where the hell is the rest of the class? Was I supposed to go to a different location? Am I supposed to be upstairs? And the teacher said, oh no, the rest of the class is upstairs, retaking their written test. Now I knew that some people had failed the test because I believe you needed an 80 to pass. So I did hear rumblings of a few people who failed the test, but I didn't realize it was 2/3 of the class. Out of 18 people, only 5 or 6 of us passed it on the first try. I do hope that my classmates all passed it again today, but that made me feel even more proud of myself that obviously it wasn't, even though it may have been easy for me, it wasn't an easy test, that so many people did not pass it yesterday. So I felt awesome. And then I did the skills test, and the skills test is, we learned 21 or 22 skills during the course of the class. And they test you very similar to how we will test with the state when we become certified. And they give you 5 random skills, and you have 30 minutes to complete those skills with 0 feedback. You need to remember all of the supplies. You need to remember all of the correct wording. You need to remember the entire skill. There are some moves you can make that would be an automatic fail. There are some moves that you make or don't make that will deduct points. It all depends. So I did my skills test and I passed. And when the teacher, I don't know why this makes me emotional. I don't know. I'm really proud of myself. The teacher gave me feedback and she said, I don't really have anything to tell you. You did everything great. And I have been watching feedback of other students, and there was usually 1 or 2 things here or there, like, hey, just remember this, you didn't introduce yourself, or just to make sure the patient is covered, whatever. I didn't have anything. I passed with flying colors. I am so proud of myself. So after class, I went to get ice cream to celebrate. I'm currently staying in an Airbnb that I check out of tomorrow. I was going to go to dinner, but I already had food here. But I decided I need a treat. I had something sweet. I wanted something. And there happened to be an ice cream shop nearby. So I got to the parking lot and I was texting a couple of my friends to say, hey, I passed. And, you know, they're as happy for me as they can be. They don't get it. I only have one friend who's in the healthcare field. So she understands, and she's been giving me feedback and really encouraging me for a long time to even do this because she knows my journey. But it triggered a memory in me that I'll share because I realized, one, I don't feel like I have many safe places to share this great news. I don't have the support system, and I'm still mourning that. Not having that support system in place. I mean, my friends are great support. They're awesome. But as far as like parents or a partner that we would normally, or even like a best friend that we would normally confide in these things to celebrate with us. When I'm gonna say this was probably 2010, maybe 2009, when I broke up with my ex-husband. she wanted to know what I did wrong to cause the divorce. So we didn't talk for a while, or I kind of avoided her because it was just like, what did you do wrong? Mind you, this is a woman who's been engaged, I don't even know how many times, 5, 10 times. I don't know how many times she's been married. I thought that she'd been married twice. Accidentally found out by accident that she'd been married a third time. And by now, who knows, maybe she's been married a fourth. I don't know. But she wanted to know what I did to cause the divorce. Well, I had gastric bypass surgery. And I was on my weight loss journey. And after the breakup, I went to my surgeon for a checkup. And I was at the lowest weight I had been since surgery, and the lowest weight I had been in quite a few years. I was really healthy. I was eating right, taking care of my body, and the surgery was working for me at the time. So when I came out of my doctor's appointment, I got in my car, and before I even started it and drove off, I called my mom because I wanted to share this awesome news with her. So I called her and said, hey, guess what? I just came from Dr. So-and-so's office. And she's like, okay. And I said, and my weigh-in was blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is the lowest weight ever. Or the lowest weight that I've had in my journey. And I had a really good appointment, and he says I'm doing really good. And there was a silence. And she said, well, I'm just trying to understand what happened with John. I don't understand. That's what she cared about. She wanted to know why I was getting a divorce when I was trying to tell her some really good news. So I hung up the phone, I started crying, and I called one of my friends. And since then, I have been protective of any good news that I have, because I don't want to be devastated by the other person not being receptive or not celebrating my joy. So that's why I decided to record today, because I want to change that. I want to finally, that was 13 years ago. Maybe 14. I don't remember when the appointment was. I want to change that theme in my head. I want to change that idea that I can't share. And I want to feel safe sharing my joy with others. So here I am, sharing my joy. I passed my tests. Both of them. So now I move on to clinicals. That's where we're at today. Oh, and my dog just wants the attention. I have a few other updates about what's been going on since I've been here, what's happening with my property, where am I going next, what am I doing next. But for now, I just wanted to share my joy. I passed both of my finals with flying colors. And I'm proud of myself. Thanks for listening. I don't even remember how I used to sign off on these. It's been so damn long, so